What can you say about the escape, and could something like that happen now?
He is back to head the Nevada state prison system, and from an escaped prisoner to a severe staffing shortage, the director of the Department of Corrections may have inherited quite a mess. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. The 8 News Now investigators have uncovered numerous problems inside state prisons. The director doing his first sit-down interview with 8 News Now investigator Vanessa Murphy, who joins us live.
Denise and Brian, you might remember the previous director of the Department of Corrections never sat down with us for an interview while he held the job. James Dzurenda has been back on the job for about a month. He promises the department will be more transparent. When you were not holding this job and you saw what was unfolding here, what were your thoughts?
That the system is actually failing, that someone has to be able to correct the system that was out there.
James Dzurenda is back as the director of the Nevada Department of Corrections after he left with more than 3 years on the job in 2019. Governor Joe Lombardo rehiring him to fix the state prison system.
What is the first crisis you've had to deal with?
It's the staffing. I think the whole staffing is the whole crisis, and also with the suicides. There might be a correlation between the staffing and the suicides that were happening.
The 8 News Now investigators uncovering several inmate suicides over the past year, including 2 within 2 days at High Desert State Prison. Dzurenda says in addition to try to address staffing with a vacancy rate as high as 50% in some prisons, he's also trying to be proactive rather than reactive.
Trying to come up with solutions to see what went wrong, or what could we do better in the future so we could prevent this or be more on top of it so that we don't have the suicide rates as we go on.
He says he's also trying to address infrastructure like fencing, for example, at Southern Desert Correctional Center, where a convicted murderer escaped and had been missing for a few days before anyone noticed last September.
To me, it was all basic training that was never followed.
Dzurenda says he wants to try to bring volunteers inside prisons and reach out to ex-offenders who are successful. He stresses the importance of re-entry programs, ways to keep people who are released from prison and back in the community from committing crimes again. He says the programs he had in place when he left were pretty much gone when he returned.
And Vanessa, Dzurenda says, there are beds available inside of our state prisons. The issue is not space, but again, it's staffing.